Are you bored or are you bored material? Today we're talking about ways that you can be involved in your community and get some prestige out of it too. Have you ever been in your neighborhood and wondered, you're walking around and sure, you can meet people on the street, but you want a little deeper connection with them. You want to have something in common with them about your community. Maybe you're looking for ways to volunteer. Don't leave yet. We need you. Don't just turn me off because I said the word volunteer. There's so many benefits you can get out of volunteering. And being on a board is one of the easiest ways to volunteer, one of the most silent ways to volunteer, but one of the most visible ways to volunteer. Let me just tell you about it. Don't leave yet. We need you. Boards are in trouble all across this country. Nobody wants to do it, okay? Nobody wants to do it because, well, let me tell you my story. I was walking down the street one day and saw some people working on a house, doing some surveying, and started up a conversation. Unbeknownst to me, one of the men was on the town board and brought up some subjects related to the town that I started to participate in. What about this? Well, how does that work? Well, when's that development coming in? I had no idea. And he said, wow, with your interest, you should be on the board, on the town board. Now, I knew absolutely nothing about serving on any kind of board, let alone a town board. But in my quest to be permanent after my long history of transient lifestyles, I thought it might be a good idea. So I found out what I needed to do to be on the board. I got the paperwork done. It's very simple. And I became a town board member. And 2 years later, I'm now the mayor pro tem of Bayfield. Mayor pro tem means that you will take over if something happens to the mayor, or when the mayor's not available, you will run the meetings. Now, you don't have to be a mayor pro tem. You can stop at being a board member. I'm also on the board of the fundraising arm of our library. That organization is called Friends of the Pine River Library. At first, I was super bored. I was getting emailed documents that I had no idea what they were, what they related to, how I would figure them out. So I just kept silent for a year. For a whole year, I volunteered and really didn't say anything besides yes or no or here, because I was trying to get the feel of it. This was really an education in government and how government works and what happens in our communities. It was way more than I ever expected. Now, that may not be your thing. It wasn't my thing when I started. Here's some of the benefits of being a board member, okay? You get to practice leadership skills. Now, you're saying, Alexis, I'm retired. When am I going to use leadership skills? You need to use them every day. You use them when you're talking to your family, figuring out when you're going to get together or when you're not going to get together. Talking to your friends, same thing. How about when you have a complaint at the grocery store? You need to be a leader. If you want to get your way and if you want to get what you want out of life, you need to be a leader. This is a great way to practice leadership. And it puts you in a position of visible leadership so other people in your community hold you to that standard. No, don't go away. They're not going to hold you that tight to that standard. They're just going to recognize you as a leader in the community. So maybe you're saying, I don't want to be a leader in the community. I don't care about leadership. How about this benefit? It helps you to express your ideas, to really formulate what you want to say in a way that a variety of personalities and people can hear you. Or it's a way to express yourself when somebody doesn't necessarily agree with you. Again, you say, I don't need that. I stay in my house. If somebody doesn't agree with me, I walk away. Is that the way to world peace? Not saying you're responsible for world peace, just saying, can you just do your part to make this world a little bit easier and better to live in? You're still on the planet. We still need you. You must have a purpose. So this is a great way to really think about, formulate, visualize, and communicate your ideas to others. Who knows what you might get out of that? You know, us gray hairs, they think we're invisible, but if you can express your ideas clearly and with a leadership mentality, you have an edge over all those 40, 30, 20-year-olds. On top of your life experience, you can communicate things in a way that other people will take action on them. The next benefit is that you get to learn and practice how to be around a variety of people. I've already said that before about your ideas, but when you're sitting on the board with 6 other people and you have to come up with a decision, sometimes you hear some really crazy things come out of other people's mouths. Sometimes they hear some really crazy things come out of your mouth. But at the end of the day, or at the end of the night, actually, hopefully before the end of the night, you have to come up with a way to reach a consensus. Or you have to come up with a way to buck the system all the way across it. We got a new board in April. I became Mayor Pro Tem, and one of the board members really does not like me at all, and tried nearly every trick in the book, actually quite a few tricks outside of the book, to try and get rid of me. Don't leave yet. You don't want that either. I know. I'm just telling you all the pros and cons that I didn't have, so that when you're ready to step in, you're ready to step in. So getting back to this person not liking me, making my life very uncomfortable, spreading rumors, getting angry mobs to come in and defend ideas that were in opposition of mine. It was a real character builder. And on top of it, my supporters came to support me. Really, there was no action on my side that I could take. I had to just grin and bear it and expect that at some point she would get tired of it, or that some kind of opposition would come out towards it, or that maybe they would get rid of me. Anyway, it didn't really matter. Today is today, and I'm here. So you really have to learn how to say things, when to keep your mouth shut. Super good thing to know and learn, especially when you're dealing with family members, in case you haven't noticed, or sometimes in social settings. The best thing you can do is just keep quiet. Your presence alone speaks volumes. I've learned that too. You learn the value of your presence and how you can use it to influence others. Another benefit of being a board member is that you're part of something bigger than yourself. You know, we're all in our houses, we're invisible, we don't have any power, we don't even have a voice. All of us people with gray hair, they just turn us into invisible beings when we get that gray hair. Go sit in your house. We don't want to talk to you. We don't want to see you. We don't want to hear from you. You're old and obsolete. Not so much when you're on a board. You have the opportunity to change things for other people. You have the opportunity to be a voice for other people. Maybe you're really upset that your friend is struggling with their utility bills, and there's a vote before you for utility assistance. You have an opportunity to be bigger than yourself and help others. Another benefit, the best benefit I've gotten out of it, is no matter how miserable I've been at times, I have found so much support in just being there and showing up. I've found support from friends, from community, from people I didn't even know I had support from until the going really got tough. There were some hard weeks of dealing with that brutality coming from people that didn't like me. And, your opinion is your opinion, and you get it. That's your privilege. That's your right. That is so important to know that your opinion matters. Don't let anybody take it away from you. You stand for what you believe in. And this, which is another benefit, you just get that practice of knowing that you have something to contribute, that you're a worthwhile person, you're valuable, and you don't have to cow down to anybody. I've gotten the most support and new friends just from knowing that and actually learning it from their support. One woman who called me to offer support told me of a story where her husband was driving down a road in his brand new dually truck. And another truck came up behind him, speeding down a very curvy, up and down, limited visibility, gravel county road. So the driver behind him went to pass him on this road, slid on the gravel, and ran into his back bumper. And long story short, so they go to court to resolve this, and the man in the brand new truck who got his bumper damaged got the ticket for backing into the other man. Now, that sounds crazy, but that's sometimes the way things work. Nice guys finish last sometimes. That was the point of her sharing that story with me. Nice guys sometimes finish last. So, she was calling me a nice guy, and then she was saying, just because you're a nice guy doesn't mean you're going to get what you want every time. That's true. But in the process, you learn and grow, and come on, what else do you have to do? You might even meet somebody that you want to go out with. You never know. You got to try everything if you're looking for her. So as far as requirements for being on boards, they're very minimal. There might be some, it depends on what kind of board you're on. There might be some kind of, citizenship or residency or something like that. You have to be a voter maybe. Other than that, you have to prepare for meetings, attend the meetings, and speak with other people about what you've learned in the meetings. Be a representative for your community. So not much is required of you. Listening, speaking, that's it. Thinking, same things you do every day. It's not that hard. You work with a small group of people. You may not like all of them, but you learn to work around that. Hey, I don't think you like all your family members, and you learn to work around them. And you have the privilege of having a title. Titles don't really mean anything to me. They never have. But when you have that title and it means something to somebody else, again, you're in a position to affect change, to make a difference, and to get what you want out of the situation. So, okay, before I lose you completely, you few people that are staying with me, please consider it. Volunteer. If you don't volunteer on a board, volunteer somewhere so you're not home being bored. Thanks for listening. Hope to see you soon again. Bye.